In this video, we're going to talk about how we can bring Viva Goals, Power BI and Planner together to help us define an objective, a SMART goal and a set of KRs or key results, and an initiative to deliver that goal. So I'm browsing into our company level OKRs. This is Viva Goals, and one of the things about an objective is that it needs to be sort of smart, a little bit like a SMART goal. You know, you've got to have something that's specific, it's got to be measurable, achievable, and realistic and timely, and results focused as well. So an OKR is an objective and plus a key result. So the objective becomes measurable due to the key result. So I'm going to add an objective, and imagine we've got a scenario where we've got our business and we're looking to increase our brand awareness, we're looking to increase our marketing effort, increase the number of followers which you want on LinkedIn, and we might have an initiative on how we're going to do that. So first of all, what we need to do is we need to create our objective. Okay, so I'm going to click add objective. It's going to pop up on the right, and I'm going to call this increase iThink 365 LinkedIn followers to 1,000 followers in 30 days. Okay, so we've got a SMART objective here, a SMART goal. Now, I know that objectives, some people talk about them being stretch and moonshots and things, but in the terms of action coach and 90-day planning, we want something which is smart. So we're going to add that in. We can assign different owners in here in the business, so it doesn't have to always be the owner, the business owner. We can assign to different teams as well. So we can assign objectives to the sales team or the marketing team. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to add this into the sales team. This is just in the future, so this is our next 90-day period, and I can sort of delegate it out to other people. So I've got everyone maybe delegate it out to, and I've got an outcome, and I want it to be towards being 100% complete. We can also sort of provide key results, which we're going to do next. So we're going to create that. Let's just click on create, and so that's going to get added in, and it's going to say it's not started. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to measure the number of followers which we've got on LinkedIn. Okay, now you could do this manually. What we could do is we can create an objective. Let's just go through that process. So we're going to create a key result. So the objective plus the key result. So this is increase LinkedIn followers to 1,000. Okay. The goal, you can have a percentage or we can have our own metric. So we're going to do followers. We've got different ways of working out how we get from the goal. So we want it to increase from a particular value to another value, or go down or stay above. So we're going to say reach 1,000. And we've got metric name as followers, and then this is where we talked about in the blog post. What happens is with these objectives is we check in, and we can check in on a cadence. It's configurable by you. I check in every week. As I'm doing my action coach success planning, then I'm checking in my objectives and key results to see how I'm getting on with my 90-day plan. So for the time being, we're just going to update this manually. I can provide details on how to score, and there's some other options about who owns this, which teams this is for. Because we've added it to the objective and it belongs to iThink 365 and sales, it's going to live in there, and I'm going to click create. Okay, and so what might this look like? Well, we might sort of say, well, let's check this in. I happen to know that we're at about 900, so I'm just going to check in this here, and I will say we're at 900. Okay, so reached 900 followers. Okay, so check that in. and you'll see this will pop up, and then say we're 90% on track. Now we might then also have a project, which is we've got a project plan. So when we're doing our 90-day planning, we've got our goal, we've got our metric of how we're going to measure whether we've achieved that goal, and then we've got a plan of how we're going to get from where we currently are to reaching that goal. So I'm going to add something called an initiative, and this is effectively a project. So I'll add this in, and I'm going to be LinkedIn marketing initiative project. Okay. And again, we'll make this part of the sales team as well. And outcome will be based on all of the tasks being delivered. Now I can add tasks in here, but I want to use Planner to do that, so that I can. The advantage of that is when we're using Planner, those tasks become available in lots of different parts of where we're using Microsoft 365. Okay, so we've got that in here, and that's going to come underneath it. Okay, so now we're going to see that these two sort of roll up to kind of deliver this. Okay, so let's talk about it. We've got this LinkedIn followers. If we wanted to automate that, how would we do that? Right, well, what we would do is we can use Power BI to do it. So I have a Power BI report, and you can see what it does. It exports information out of LinkedIn, and it pops it into a database, and you can track then the number of followers as we're going up. And I've got this thing that's called a visualization on here, which tracks the current number of followers. And what I can do is I can link this key result so that it pulls that data from Power BI. And I absolutely love this functionality. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to edit this, and as we can see, we've got progress and status. I can then just switch this to update manually, and I can choose the data source. Okay, so I'm going to choose Power BI. And so it does mean that you have to create these reports. I'll give you that. Just give me a create reports. But what's nice about Power BI is you can pull data from lots of different places. So I'm going to find my marketing reports, and I'm going to go to my LinkedIn page. I'm just going to choose that. I'm going to measure the number of followers, and I'll click connect. And that's it. It's going to now start bringing that data in, and I will then have my my key result driven from my Power BI report. So I'm just going to leave that for a bit. Okay, so it's going to update shortly. So next thing, we talked about having, how this initiative, this plan of work, and this is the bit that I always sort of struggled a little bit with Action Coach. The success 90-day plan was, right, I've got these tasks, I generally had them in Excel, and I'd have to go into them to remind myself of them all the time. But what we can do now is we can link to a project or to a planner. So planner, you go to task.office.com. The idea would you'd have a maybe a management team plan or a success plan, and we talked about this in one of the other blog posts, but we'd have different buckets for each of our goals. So we've got must achieve, business goal 2, business goal 3, and we're going to use business goal 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in here a set of tasks. So define marketing social posts campaign, and I'll assign that to myself, and then I'll say that that's due for the end of the week. I will then create marketing posts in Buffalo's and here, and I'm going to then add that, and then I'll set that to be the following week. Okay, and then I will then schedule marketing posts to something very simple, right? So we do that, and then we'll make that come into there. Okay, so we've got those in here, and this bucket has got our tasks in. So what I then do is go into Viva Goals, click on Edit, and I can then link the progress. So I'm going to say, do this. Okay, so maybe I can't do that. I haven't done it this way before. Let's just try this a different way. Linked into the marketing project, and so this is going to get updated. The other thing you might do is you might have different weightings. So we might say, right, well, the marketing project, that accounts to 25% of our overall goal, and the metric is 75% of our goal. So we can change the weightings here. So if I go into manage contributions, I can then define how these two work together. So I might say, well, that's 80%, 20%. Okay. And so what is going to happen is that this will slowly over time update. So let's see if I check in and updated project plan, check that in, then I can see we'll get some value in there. So let's pull it in from planner, check this in as well, updated in. And now we can see that's starting to pull those things together. And now, I would start working away. I can see these tasks here. If I was to sort of go into the hub, then I can see what's assigned to me. I can see everything that's there. If I'm in Outlook, for example, I can then see those plans in here. So I've got my to-do, and I can see. So that gives us a way of defining a goal, defining a way of measuring it, automating the way that measurement is updated so we can keep track of progress, and using initiatives and planning to manage and track these activities. I hope you found that useful. Thanks for watching.